Hello, I'm back with season 4, episode 7. And I know it's been a minute since I did a podcast. I try to stay on top of them, but you know, uh, going through life and other things and stuff like that. So, but I try to do my best to try to stay on top of it. And it's hard. I try to set a schedule. Be wanting to set a schedule, and it be so hard because, like I said, when you when your energy is low and you can't do nothing, then like I said, your health problems and all the different stuff like that, it makes it so hard. And I'm willing to still push forward and try to do anyway. But I'm just saying how hard it is to like stay on track with a routine or something like that. For me it is, considering the fact that I'm not able to like have that energy and stuff like some people do. So, but a lot of, like I said, my podcast and stuff, video stuff like that might be like a little boring to some or most of you. And sometimes I feel like it's boring to me too, cause I'm like, I'm just here in my room, and I'll be wanting sometimes, be like, go, other places or go to, have like a different background at least and talk about some things and stuff like that. But at the same time, I just be like, I'll be in myself, and I'm, coming out my comfort zone and pushing forward. Just still do my videos, because not everything gonna be perfect. Nothing gonna be perfect, So it'll get better with time, and the more that your life grows and you expand and stuff like that. So for now, I know that I have to do what I gotta do to get what I'm trying to get to. So if I have to do this in my room, or like I said, get the glasses where I can be able to do stuff when I go out or something like that, then I do what I can. But I hope that inspire you to push forward, to take the first step, in doing whatever it is you're trying to do, regardless of how it may look or what people may say or think. So it don't bother me if it bothers me, but it don't bother me, if that makes sense. But it don't bother me because I'm like, yeah, it might seem boring and stuff like that, but at the same time, I'm pushing forward to get to what I'm trying to get to in life. So by all means, if this is how I have to go about doing it, or this is how I have to look for a while till I can get there and span my life and do a little bit more, or get ahead to do what I want to do, then that's what I'm going to do. You got to start from somewhere. And that start may not look pretty, but it's a start. Like Amazon, they start out selling books. Apple started off in their garage. Now they, got a whole, now they're a whole 500 Fortune company. So, you know what I'm saying? You got to start from somewhere. So, and then sometimes it bothers me because I'm like, I want to, have different environment. I want to be able to have a different background and, feel more, like be more like vibrant, or more like, it pimp me up a little bit more and have pushed me to talk about a little bit more and, build my confidence even more. But in the meantime, I'm going to do what I got to do with what I have. So I don't, go many places. It's hard to get out much. And a lot of the reason why I be in my room or be around the house and you see me around the house and stuff like that. But I'm working on trying to, get myself where I can not be in one spot. I can try to move and be somewhere else, like have, in a different environment, different background, different place, working on some things. It's just taking time, and things takes time. So I just want you to know, and I hope that my videos inspire you to know that things are not perfect, that you have to start from somewhere to get where you're trying to go, and that by all means necessary, take action to get out your comfort zone. The more you get out your comfort zone, and the more that you move forward, the better off that, your life grows or, your expands. So, and stuff like that. And I see a lot of videos with people, they have a whole video, and the video be very interesting where they be going in different places and doing stuff like that. And you get to see them explore and, show you things and stuff like that out and about. And that's how I want to get my life. That's what I want to get to. And I know that I will one day. And, even if it don't happen, at least I know that I tried. At least I know that I put in some work to try to do what I could. But so mostly, like I said, I try to try to be more positive, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, a lot of negative, a lot of bad things, and I try to keep my spirits up and try to keep myself in a positive mode, and not just be walking around all sad and in a bad move and just making things worse. So I try to do things to try to pep me up and get me going. So me sitting here talking to you and doing this helping me, it helped pepping me up a little bit. Then, like when I do my videos, my content I push out, they help pep me up, they help get me going and stuff like that, to give me something to do. And I know that I'm one step closer to getting to where I'm trying to get to. And, things don't happen overnight. But if you keep pushing, then, and don't quit and don't give up, your life can change in an instant. So, I'm just taking step by step, taking a day at a time, and, do. That's all you can do. And if, like I said, right about now, if you in a space where you don't know what to do and where to go and how to start, the best thing to pursue is yourself. The best place to start is with you. And then the rest of the path follows. You can see yourself knowing where you're going, where you're heading. Once you work on you, you pursue you, work on you, and, get yourself together physically, mentally, all of that, and you can see yourself going somewhere. So just focus on you and just work on you. And, life will follow. You'll slowly see what it is that you should be doing or supposed to be doing, or, what's there for you, to guide you in the right direction. And that's what I've been doing all my life, is putting myself first, is, putting God first and myself first, and just working on me, pursuing myself, going after me. It took me half of my life to learn who I really was, what I really wanted, and how, once I got myself to a point where I could learn me and know about me, who I am, what I am, what I like, what I don't like, all those different things and stuff that nobody can take away from me, then I knew then that I could move forward with anything else. So now that, that part not holding me back, I can just work on moving forward towards what I want to do, like how I want to do this, how I want that, and pray that God to help me and guide me to where I'm trying to get to, or where He want me to go. Because I want to live the life that God wants for me and not the life that nobody else wants. So, that's basically what I'm doing right now and working towards right now. And I don't give advice, but if you were to ask, what I think of my opinion or sort of advice, my best thing to say is, my best advice to you is to if you are in your younger stages of life, take the time out to learn you, learn who you is, learn what you want, what you don't want, learn to try to get on a steady path to where you're trying to go, even if you don't know where you head to that time, and things might change over time. Figure you out. You work on you, and the more you work on you, by the time you get a little older, probably in your 30s, you'll know who you is, because you've been spent half of your life trying to figure that out. And by then, hopefully you've been got there to knowing who you is. And then the rest of your life, you just focus on the path you trying to get to, that you are taking, of what you want in life, where you want to go in life, where you see yourself, or the plans that God has for you, or the plans that you have for yourself, from then on. Because I see a lot of people, they tend to be fighting with their inner demons. They don't know who they is. And when you don't know who you is, or who don't know about you and how to, know what you want, what you don't want, who you really is, that take a toll on you. And so you start, you have all these bad behaviors, and you bring them to other people's lives. You disrupt other people's lives because you don't know who you are. You don't know who you is. You fight inner demons with yourself, and you bring it over to other people, and that causes a big problem with people in your life or things in your life. And that's why your life was a constant chaos. But when you figure out you and you work on you, and you, especially when you spend that whole part of your life doing that, then once you other things in your life and people in your life, it don't longer be that big of a chaos. It don't longer be that big of a problem, because you figure out you first, and now you get a chance to be on a clear path to be able to deal with people and things. Have a clear head and a clear mind, clear conscience. You done deal with your inner demons or your inner self, and you able to be at peace with yourself, and you bring that peace to other people's lives or to things around you. And there's a load that is taken off of you. So yeah, that's what that's my advice, and big advice to you, is to pursue you, work on you, find out who you is, and what you want to be, what you want, what you don't want, where you trying to go. Once you work on you first, then you can figure out where you're trying to go. And you have peace and make peace with people and things around you or in your life. And if you're younger, take care of it. Take the rest of, you younger, like coming out of high school or in your 20s and stuff like that. Use that time to pursue you, to figure out who you is and what you want. How you want things and different stuff about you that you don't know, or that might surprise you. And then once you do that, let me drink a little orange juice, because my sinus be acting up. Once you get that part of your life figured out, by the time you get in your 30s and on up, that's when you can focus on your path of where you want to go, what you want to do, your plans for life, how you want your life to be, and by then, you won't have all that chaos and confusion in your life, because you done fought with the inner demons, in your life when you was coming up or in your younger days. Even if you in your 30s or whatever like that, still trying to get to know yourself. Whatever stage that you're in life that you're trying to figure you out and pursue you, please take that time out to do that. You can still try to find your path and figure out your path, where you want to be, what you want to do, how you want that to go. But in the meantime, make sure you focus on you and work on you. That's the biggest thing that you need to do in life in order to get past anything else. So I hope that this podcast help you, inspire you, encourage you, motivate you, uplift you some type of way. Hope that I was able to give you some kind of useful advice on, your life, and try to get ahead, especially those that are struggling. And, you was anything like me growing up, during my teenage years and my 20s, I took all of that time to figure out me. I pursued me and figure out who I was and what I want, what I didn't want, and all the different stuff. Even at that younger age, they be like, I know what you want at this age. It's not about really knowing what you really, really want, but it's knowing what you want. If that makes sense. Like over time, you evolve, and them changes gonna change. But for that time being, dealing with yourself, you know what you want then, how you want it then, who you are then. And you continue to learn it and stick with that as you evolve. So that's what I did growing up. Instead of it going out to be the wild teenager, I stayed back and just focused on me. The rest of my all of my teens, all of my preteens, my teenage years, and my early and late adult years. So now that I done reached going over to my 30s, early 30s, I'm taking that time to work on my path going forward, like what I want to do in life, where I see myself in life, how I want the things in life to be. And I'm praying and asking God to guide me where He want me to go, how He want me to go, how He see my life. Cause your life already planned out. God already know your life. You just trying to get there. So that's what I'm working on now. The biggest part of that, is out the way. With pursuing me, or pursuing yourself. That you get that out the way, that's a huge weight off of you going forward. So like I don't have to worry about all that because I already got that down pat. That's something nobody can't take away from me. So I can just move on forward to the next step of my life until I just live out my life. And however that God, wrote the ending to that. So that's what I just want to let you know today in this podcast. And I hope that you learn something from it. You can take something from it and take it with you. That is my hope. And I'll see you in the next podcast.